Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2021 Manufacturers Luncheon. I'm filling in for Darian today, so bear with me, he was not able to make it. I got a few thank yous before we enjoy a good lunch prepared by the Fairfield Golf and Country Club staff. Thanks to all the volunteers that offered to help with this event in short notice. I think we all know and understand what it's like to be short-staffed the last 18 months. Thank you to the Country Club staff again, to Alyssa Ward and Dina Morrissey, the ambassadors who greeted you today. Don't forget to wish Alyssa a happy birthday before you leave today, if you have not already done so. Thank you to Aaron Kness with Iowa State Bank and Ron Haynes with Midwest One Bank. They're our presenting sponsors today. We at the Chamber could not do any of the events or anything we do without our great sponsors, so appreciate that. Thank you to Mike Nelson, the current Manufacturers Association president, for his participation in arranging today's event. Mike's countless contributions in the Manufacturing Association is greatly appreciated. Thank you to our manufacturers for being here and for what you do for the community. It's an understatement to say the last 18 months has been challenging, but I think we're all looking forward to 2022 at this point. Couple statistics in regards to 2020 manufacturing numbers out of Iowa. We account for 88% of Iowa's exports, and there's 6,000 manufacturers in the state of Iowa currently. A couple other notes regarding the Chamber. Please look for the Chamber membership renewal in the coming weeks. Please considering sponsoring events that perhaps you haven't sponsored in the past. I know there are several open sponsorships for our annual awards banquet, which we just had last week, and it went great. The holiday lighting ceremony will take place Friday, November 26th on the square. It's always a great moment to share with family, friends, and out-of-town guests. The Manufacturing Association holiday dinner will be Wednesday, December 15th. Make sure to add that to your calendars. And also look for the Tree of Lights program to be coming out soon in the Fairfield Ledger, or stop by the office to make a donation in someone's memory just to help out with the cost of maintaining the Christmas decorations on the square. We all know we want to enjoy that for years to come. So with that, I'd like to invite our Mayor Connie Boyer to read a proclamation declaring October as Manufacturing Month. Accepting the proclamation today will be Mike Nelson.
So before I read this, I'd like to again thank you. Today we celebrate you, your hard work, your commitment and contribution to Fairfield. The city looks forward to working in partnership with you and continuing the dialogue and making Fairfield a better place. I just want to mention the sewer project, which shouldn't talk about before lunch, but we are set to have good growth in the future and accommodate what may come. So let's look forward to growing together. So, proclamation. Fairfield Manufacturers Month, October 2021. Whereas the manufacturers of industrial goods and services in the city of Fairfield have played a major role in creating a solid foundation of commerce in the city of Fairfield for over 100 years. And whereas the men and women employed within the manufacturing workforce constitute a substantial impact on the economy and growth of this community and the state of Iowa, representing 87% of Iowa exports. He said 88, so I guess we're close. And whereas manufacturing firms supply more than 223,000 jobs to Iowans, representing more than 14% of the state's total employment, and with an average annual compensation of over $72,000. And whereas the products and services from these firms are exported throughout the international marketplace, and these operations continue to establish an even broader base of products of distribution. And whereas the citizens of Fairfield, Iowa are proud of the work ethic within this community and wish to recognize it. And whereas the retention and growth of our manufacturing sector is a major part of our overall community economic strength. Now therefore be resolved, I, Connie Boyer, Mayor of the City of Fairfield, Iowa, proclaim that the month of October as Fairfield Manufacturers Month and salute the members of the Fairfield Manufacturers Association for their dedication to our community, to provide the jobs necessary to sustain our economy, and for their contributions to the quality of life of our city. Thank you.
My name is Mike Nelson. I'm with Dexter Laundry. I'm the current president of the Manufacturers Association. I'm going to introduce from around the room here the different manufacturers, if they'd like to come up and say a few words about how the year's been, what their outlook is, if they have any comments along that line. Should I limit your time? I don't know. Right? If somebody's going to commandeer the microphone. But I'm going to start with agro-industrial plastics. I don't know if Jeff, you can come up. Okay, very good. I'm going to hand the microphone over to you.
All right. Thanks, Mike. I'm Jeff Ward, Director of Engineering and Strategy at Agro-Industrial Plastics. Our president, Lori Schaefer-Wheaton, couldn't be here today, so I'm filling in. And Lori's the best person to fill in for because she writes a script, so all she has to do is hand it to me, and I don't have to think about it too hard. So, all the agro people, can you stand up? I want to introduce you, please. Over here we have Stacia Deutsch, our HR manager, Warren Schaefer, Director of IT, Chris Myers, Director of Quality and Continuous Improvement, Steve Farrell, our plant manager, our fearless leader here today, Jason Davis, who is our purchasing manager. So for those of you who don't know anything about us, Agro-Industrial Plastics is a custom industrial blow molder, large-scale parts specializing in design, manufacture, and assembly of EPA-compliant non-automotive fuel tanks. She writes, what a crazy year. How about that for an understatement? Most of us continue to face challenges in managing our business, keeping up with increasing customer demand, wrapping up our workforce, managing supply chain issues. Am I reading everybody's speech here today? Sounds probably very familiar. Adjusting increasing costs and managing all this through the pandemic. Just my personal note, if y'all quit hiring people, that would really help us out. Summarized by we're really busy and we need more people. I think that's the common theme everywhere, not just here. Special thanks to Iowa State Bank assisting us with a PPP loan, getting us through that downturn last year. That was something that certainly was unexpected, and the PPP loan really helped us through that. I assume many of us here were in that situation. I tell you what, I think we're more prepared for the downturn than we were the whiplash recovery. That's what we're all going through now. Also just want to mention special relationships we have with others. Some are here, some aren't. H&H Mold, Traffics, and Hickenbottom. It's great to have relationships within the community, within this manufacturing group. It really makes for a good environment. Some of the good news, we're on track for a record sales year amongst all this, and we're hopeful that it's starting to look like maybe things will get back to normal. Last year we had a big achievement. We received ISO certification, big team effort from everybody involved, and just want to thank all of our team at Agro, 200 employees strong, working together to get through it. So thanks everybody, and happy Manufacturing Month.
Very good. Thanks, Jeff. I'm going to go in alphabetical order, so Dexter's next. That way we can kind of steal everybody's thunder, right? It's the same theme. Kind of leading off from the last time we met last year, we did finish 2020 pretty strong. We also had received our ISO 9000 certification, which is something, if you're surprised, Dexter's never had that before, so that was a great accomplishment for the team. 2021, the recovery has really been a challenging year. Supply chain issues have drove a lot of disruptions. It's either been material or labor or even cost increases on components. So it's been a struggle to keep up with that. So we're hoping to come in close to our plan. We don't think we're going to quite make the plan that we established about 12 months ago at this time. But from a local standpoint, we do continue to invest in our factory. We've got new product lines that we've introduced, new products and equipment on the factory floor. And we've got a pretty good investment in our cloud system. Our Ethernet cloud system is a consumer-based web that owners and operators and customers can run our machines with. They can look at our machines, they can do troubleshooting with it, and we continue to invest in that software platform. So with that, I'm not going to keep expanding on too much more with that. I'm going to move on here. And H&H Mold. Is someone here today from H&H? I had a check mark, Jeff. Did you see anything? I don't know why I had them checked down that they were attending. Okay. Moving on, I'm going to invite the Nelson Company to come on up. Clint.
The boss deserted me today, so anyway, we had a pretty rough year in 2020. This year we're having a much better year, but we do have the same problems as everybody else. We get our employees from temp services so we can look at them a little longer than it used to be. We want basic math skills, basic reading skills. This year, if they're breathing, send them over. So I brought David Waugh, who is our maintenance supervisor, Jason Engel, who is our QA manager, and Cindy, who does everything. So that's about it. Well, I don't know, we have a real issue with, we deal with foundries all over, and some of them are out to 32 weeks lead time, and our customers are wanting to give us 12 to 16 weeks, so it makes it kind of tough. But besides that, we're still having a much better year than last year, so moving on.
I apologize, I didn't introduce the group that came with me from Dexter. I kind of glossed over that. So we have a new Director of Operations and Purchasing, Corey Westfall, has joined us, and our Production Manager, Brad Muller, is with me also today. Thank you. Okay, next, Mike, I'm going to invite Traffics up.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you to Iowa State Bank and Midwest One Bank for sponsoring this for us. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor Connie, for your commitment to the manufacturers in Fairfield. We appreciate that also. Traffic Devices in the last year has went through a lot of change. Our owner, and founder, Jack Culp, has retired. He is still the chamber of the board, but he's moved on, and Brett Culp, his son, has taken over as our president. Also here locally, Morris Havens, who normally stood up here, he has retired, and I has taken his spot as plant manager. We've had to adjust in the last year, especially with logistics. It's hard to get carriers in here, not only domestically, but we also ship internationally. We also receive a lot of product internationally coming in, so it's all stuck in Los Angeles. We're at the airport trying to get out. Some of the struggles we went through there. The labor has been, we've had to adjust with labor. The workforce is ever changing. We've had to increase pay to attract better candidates, which I think everybody in this room has done, but it doesn't really work too much. We've added some new equipment. We've added a digital printer into our digital printing manufacturing area. The rest of the area, we could add machines. We could add machines in rotomold. We could add machines in blow mold. We just can't fill those with people. So the machines are just obsolete for us right now. Other than that, good news is we do have new product that's coming out. It's called Delta. We don't produce it here in Fairfield, but it is produced in Iowa at Coline and Pella. Sales continue to grow domestically and internationally. This will be a record year for us also, even though with the labor shortages and tough times we're having to get materials in. And the new expansion that we built in 2019 provided for 23rd Street to get refinished. So we expect all of our neighbors some nice gifts from them for the new road they are getting. Nate, have you heard that, Nate? The new road? I got it. Okay. Other than that, that's all we got. It's still a tough year. We're 2022. I think it's going to be close to the same. So 2023 hopefully will be a better year.
Very good. I think, Nate, we're up to you with Wheaton Capital. You want to come up?
Give him my gift. Thanks, sir. I'll argue, I'd say, since we painted that building, it's not a blue eyesore. That's why they brought that new road in.
Now we
You
can't tell
will
the truck-
be.
We can't tell the truckers the landmark is just beyond the corner.
That is true. That is true. I'll start by saying thanks to the Chamber, thanks to Iowa State Bank, Midwest One. We appreciate you guys. Mike, we appreciate where you at. We appreciate all your work and all your help, Manufacturers Association. And I'll say a special thanks to Pat Doyle. I don't know where Pat went, but Pat, we've seen you here for so many years. You've committed your dollars and your time and your service, so it's great to see you. And over the, how many years were you in insurance? 140 or something like that? Yeah, we appreciate your support of manufacturing. It's great to see you here today too. I brought my team with them. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna have them stand up and introduce themselves. They're all working on public speaking. We'll start with you, Dane, the master of public speaking himself. Tell them who you are and what you do.
I'm Dane Cool. I'm the plant manager at Creative Ed Wheaton Capital. I have trouble with public speaking and we're working on it.
You're doing good.
That's why I recruited me to coach football. Personal development.
Matt Doty, I'm the Chief Operating Officer.
Mark Palmer, I work with the Toolkeepers.
Chad Scott, Creative Edge, Main Secretary of Finance.
You're a terrible secretary if that's the case.
Eric Garner, I run our design department.
I'm Jim Thompson, I run the sales and distribution.
I'm really proud of these guys. We started in 2017. We've made four acquisitions since. Look forward to doing more, but our story is the same. Great growth coming out of the pandemic. We had a little rough spot, certainly in 2020, but our story is no different. A special thanks to Iowa State Bank. Aaron's here and his team. Just great partners for us. Very supportive of what we're doing and how we do it. Special thanks to Matt at Indian Hills and his team. Certainly we can't do it without you guys. I think everybody in this room would echo that same thing. Indian Hills is such a great resource and great partner for us to have in our community. Make sure you go out and make a yes vote for the bond referendum for Indian Hills. If you need more information on that, please go see Matt and his team. But everybody in this room should make sure that that's a yes vote. And then we're excited. We've made some significant investment in the businesses. 3 new machines over the last 12 months and getting ready to make a massive IT infrastructure investment across all of our brands to bring everybody together into the cloud, which I still have yet to understand, but they tell me it's a really good thing and really easy to use. So we're looking forward to it. We look forward to continued growth. And Mike, thanks for having us.
Very good. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. So very good. I'm going to turn it back over to Jason. Thank you.
And real quick, before I give my closing remarks, I'm going to let Josh Larrabee from FIDA, FIDA Director, give an update on how the golf outing went and share a little bit about what FIDA's working on this year.
Thanks, Jason. I didn't know I was doing this till about 2 minutes ago. So every year, FIDA and the Fairfield Manufacturers Association partner on an annual golf outing. We're very purpose-based on that, so all the funds go to the Manufacturers Association and also Teacher of the Year, which is a partnership we have with the Fairfield Community School District. So this year was a big shift. We moved from our traditional 10-year annual golf outing, which is usually on a Friday, and we shifted to night glow golf, which was absolutely amazing, and a lot of people had fun. We got some good feedback on it. So out here, the fairways were lined like an airport, and I'm not sure what the neighbors thought. There was some rowdiness, but Alyssa, I think you were part of that. So it raises a few $1,000s for the organization, which gives away scholarships to high school students and other missioned objectives. So I think that's everything on the golf outing, and we appreciate the partnership.
Again, thank you everyone for coming. I think Connie echoed it. You know, Fairfield as a whole and as a community couldn't be positive in the economy side of things without all of our manufacturers. So thank you. Thank you to the country club staff today. The food was great. Thank you again to all the volunteers on short notice, registration table, getting everything here. Again, Alyssa Ward and the Chamber Ambassadors for greeting you today. Aaron Kness at Iowa State and Ron Haynes at Midwest One Bank. I think you heard it from all our manufacturers. They really appreciate you guys' work and everything you do. Mike Nelson, in your endless years of being the Manufacturers Association president, we appreciate that. And again, thank you to all the manufacturers. Have a good rest of the day.